So we're on part two of Dr. Bryant and Paul Pearson, his co-host. I don't even know who I don't know what his co-host name is, but we're we have already talked about the poly. We've talked about her version of poly. She said some things about the Bible that was incorrect. Um, and by the way, Dr. Bryant is 42 years old. She's she's going to later on within the video part two. She will be talking about having a baby. She's also going to be talking about um, men and women in their prime, or I'm sorry, at their older age, who's better and who's better and who's not better, and all this other stuff. So we're gonna get into all that. But I'll be chiming in along with I'm not gonna even call y'all my guest. My guest will be chiming in throughout the video. So let's go ahead and get to it.
The kids is in this. The kids is. We agree.
Yeah.
Hold on. Once we put little Paul to sleep at night. Now, what the fuck was you talking about?
Yeah.
Then we can have our little rounds, but we also are standing on a square that we both drew. That's called commitment. And we are not going to guarantee each other no perfect marriage. We're not going to guarantee that we even like each other sometimes. But what we are going to commit to and guarantee, we ain't going no fucking where.
Well,
that's one thing that we're supposed to guarantee is that I don't know how life is going to life, but can you promise to be in this life when life's with me?
Damn.
And you can laugh if you want to, because he got a problem with vulnerability. See, you got a problem with commitment.
Everything I've been taking, everything
Paul,
that you saying, I'm hearing
Paul,
it.
at 20 and 30.
So let me say this real quick. What she's talking about is she's 42. What she's saying is at 23, at anything younger than 42, she basically saying that you have time to do what you need to do and play and all that other stuff. And she's also talking about getting your career and all that stuff. And then at 42, you're more mature to have a child, buy a house, and all that other stuff. So let's go ahead and continue.
You end up in the situation you're in because people respond from what they feel, not from what they committed to. And if people would take their time getting a sense of self, discovering who the hell they are, so they can know who the heck they got to choose, they will end up in better situations, and so will their offsprings as well. And then we have the real wealth, which is family. And then we can go buy some damn real estate and take the vacations you talking about taking. But until then, we have to focus on the stuff that really is the nucleus, the backbone of the substance. And I'm going to sip to that. See, he got commitment problems. He laughing and stuff.
No. You good. You real good. Because
Can you tell me why?
all right, so this is how I interpreted what you just said.
Okay.
So at 23, 30, y'all gonna tear the room up, argue, you out of there.
Both
whatever.
of us, not just me, everybody.
Yeah,
You know we do that.
Yeah, so at 23 and 30, them options you had a lot more options. Now at 42, them options then slimmed up. So yeah, of course you ain't going nowhere.
That ain't it. Now you know what?
No, that's what you just said.
No, that's not what I said.
There's
but
so many
that's not what I
words.
said.
She
but
said, I ain't going nowhere
That's
at
not what I
42.
said, but he's making a good point. For some people who get of age,
Yeah. She
their
wanted to
options
put
can
up with
become
more.
can become slim. But I can say this. It's usually the man who gets up in age and he realizes that his options have become slim. So now he wants to marry after he's already created broken homes, broken houses, baby mamas, had multiple kids. Hold on. And he don't got his contract no more. So the money looking a little funny. So he got to make sure that he cashes out while he can and get him the closest thing to what he considers a modern day baddie, who is nowhere in comparison to the old school baddies he used to be able to get when he was in his prime. Now for women who are educated, women who are still beautiful, women who are still keeping themselves
That's
up
a good one.
physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, they just get better with time. And they become a demand, not just only for older men, but for the younger men. And so the women who keep themselves up in that capacity actually become optioned, actually end up having more of abundance of options than they did when they were young.
Now, brothers, I don't know where she got that from. So basically what she's saying, she says the older men have less options But the older women that are educated and are still keeping themselves up have more options. Those were her words. And I don't know what men she's talking about. And I'm not saying that there aren't men out there that are having children and making babies with multiple women. But I don't think it's a very large number. Now, there are a lot of men that are sleeping with women, making babies, but majority of men in the United States are single with no children, over 50%. What about women? Oh, there's over 75% of women that are single mothers. But she didn't say that, but she said as women get older, their options are, they have more options, especially the ones that are still beautiful, take care of themselves, and are educated. Those were her words. But let's go ahead and continue with her logic.
And there are also the women that the men who are their age, like my age, no, they can't obtain, let alone sustain. And so they will stay in their lane. They will stay in their lane because they understand, hold on, she was the woman I wanted when I was younger and couldn't obtain. I damn sure can't do it now that she has become cooked versus still meat that's marinated in the freezer. And that's the truth of it. And if women understood their value, right, as long as they just upkeep their value, right, which is internal and external, then they would stop opting out early on. They would realize, no, my options start to build and expand as I build and expand.
I agree.
And I think men as well. I feel like if men understood their value, then they would not be raw dogging. They would not be sharing their semen with just any woman. If they understood.
Go ahead, bro.
You see, this is what I talk about all the time. This is where I start questioning people. When you just give blanket statements, if women just understood their value, that's external and internal. Won't you tell the women the specific things that they need to be, that they need to manage that would stand out to a man? Now, she's going into detail right now about what the men should stop doing. She didn't go into detail. All she said, internally and externally, women need to focus on their value. But with men, she's going into detail about what specifically. Now, notice she's not giving the information to the women about what they should specifically stop doing. Mm-hmm. But why is she going into detail what men should stop doing? Why won't she go into detail what women should be doing and not doing? Because if they're raw dogging, that means that the women are giving them consent anyway, right? That's the only way that he can do it. She has to give him consent. And I'm just saying, this is where I start looking at her like, it seems like you're giving women a hope and a dream, but you want to break down men down to a science. And it seems to be disingenuous, but that's it.
All righty. Let's continue.
Understood their value.
Come on.
Those are things that they would double think and triple think.
Yeah.
So, and another thing, I said, I was talking to a friend earlier and I said, you know, the young guy that I was dating for 5 years off and on, I said he had no kids. He was young, very successful, you know, no, in his field. I said, and what I loved most about him was he showed his responsibility, because in our intimate settings, I never, ever one time had to say, can you put a rubber on? Can you put on a contraceptive? I never had to say that, because in his mind, he didn't want to procreate before marriage. He didn't want to be raw dogging. He didn't want to, even though we might have had 4 or 5 years together and he was in love with me, he was being responsible. And that was a strong act of self-love. Because what he was saying is that, wait, it's not just you know your value, Shy, and you want me to cover up, not just because babies, but obviously STDs, but I know my value as a man. So you ain't got to ask me to cover up, because I'm not going in nothing raw. That is a man who loves himself. There's no man who loves himself and will allow himself to be at the highest risk of STDs when we have HIV and other diseases that are not curable, that are at an all-time high and always have been. That is a self-love deficit. And we have that a lot in our community. That is a problem. And I'm not going to coddle bad decisions when it comes to things that dissipate and marginalize our community even more.
Go ahead, bro.
Well, I think that interesting that she's saying that she keeps bringing up STDs
Hmm.
and she's talking about him being in love. I think that he didn't look at her as a mate. I think that sometimes emotionally you get caught up with certain women that she's older than him. So I think that he had an objective with her. I think that she was easy access. It doesn't make her look any better knowing that a man has access to her for that long and he
Hmm.
didn't do anything to seal the deal. All she's doing is trying to make this, and I like that she's doing that. She's talking about safe sex and stuff like that. But is she saying that while they were sexually intimate, that he was also sexually intimate with other women, and the best thing he could have done was use protection? Like, is that the best thing he could have done with her? He couldn't have married her or whatever she would like to have that shows that she would want a family. Why is she now looking for a family now? Why didn't she decide to do that 5 years ago with this guy? Why at 42?
Right.
So she's trying to make it seem like this relationship she has with this guy is something different than what most women, deal with, and they realize these men just been using them all this time. Now I don't care what she said. Yeah, maybe she might enjoy the sex, but when she's trying to explain this to other people, it's not going to make her look redeeming. It's going to look like the other guy. He's young. He gets to bang a notable figure in social media or entertainment. And the one thing that she can point out is that he would use safe sex because he cared about his livelihood. But was she just intimate with him, or was she exploring other men, or was he exploring other women? Like, because it was on and off. Like, did she ever talk about why they were on and off if they had such a great relationship?
Mm, no, and I'm glad you said that too. No, she doesn't. She doesn't even explain, and I don't even know if she's in a relationship.
Interesting.
Right. So, but brothers, I've told you this before that you don't deal with a woman that on and off relationship. Once it's turned off, you need to keep it off. You don't need to do that back and forth because it's very, in my personal opinion, it's toxic. You don't want to do that on and off relationship. But I don't even know if she's in a relationship. But she's gonna talk further down the line about wanting to have a baby at the age of 42. So I don't even know if she's in a relationship or not. But let's go ahead and continue.
Even more than it already is. Those are real conversations we need to have. Men need to know that their penis is just as valuable as a woman's private area.
Absolutely.
And they need to act as such. They need to act as such.
I agree with that. That's deep. I have a question. So when you are talking about, being committed, right? Like, so for instance, my parents been married for 50 years.
Wow.
My sister's been married for 30 years. So I come from a background of
But you
marriage.
have no kids?
I have no children.
Okay.
I have 5 sisters. I'm the youngest, and all my sisters are married. They all have children. So I come from a family of marriage.
Yeah.
And my older sister always told me, she's like, her and her husband is successful, multimillionaires, successful, both
Nice.
very attractive. Same with my parents.
Nice.
And, my sister would always say, the difference between myself and my husband and everyone else is that we choose each other every day. That's people ask me, how did you get this man to commit to you?
love
How
that.
did I get you to commit to me? It's because we made a conscious decision. And they got married at 23. So
Yeah.
it wasn't out of any desperation.
Yeah.
To make a conscious
got
decision.
blessed. They really got
they
blessed.
were
Yeah.
blessed. But I asked that because I feel like people have some confusion where it's like, where is the line drawn though? Because I can say I'm going to choose you every day, right? And you can choose me, but you could be cheating on me.
Yeah.
You can have this going on. You can do this. So when I make that commitment, even in older age or whatever the case may be, how can people decipher like, this is commitment, but this is where I should walk away?
I think anytime there's abuse,
Okay.
right, or the relationship is causing an impairment to where you can no longer function,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And the normacy of the house is starting to be to the point where, it's so dysfunctional. You have a broken family and people are just not able to come to a reasonable meeting point for the collective, then it is time to walk away.
Yeah.
Definitely. But I don't think it's time to walk away because we have a disagreement.
Right.
Because I don't like you right now. Or because you're doing shit that I just thought you would never do and now we're here.
Yeah.
I think those are all just like, spaces for y'all to do what the Bible says. It says, love your partner by knowledge of them. I just got to learn the newness of you. And I think that people need to stop coming into relationships expecting people not to change. Paul made a good point earlier. He said, I fell in love with that woman. Then the child come and things change so much. It's like, what do I do now? Well, you got to learn to fall in love with the new woman who's a mama now, who's trying to balance these two different roles. And you got to be able to communicate with her. And she has to be able to hold a safe space for that man to communicate how he really feels without personalizing it. So they can have a real conversation around what is the reshaping of this relationship that's needed. Because I try to get people to see, because I love marriage. I am like so pro marriage and so pro love that when my clients come in my session talking about divorce, I say, listen, I got a question. Do we really want a divorce, or does this marriage just need to be reshaped? Can we just reprogram it? Can we reshape it? Because everything doesn't need to be divorced and broken and split.
Damn.
I find it very, and I think that Paul is going to speak on. He's going to speak. I find it very interesting that she says she loves marriage, but she's never been married, and she's actually. I don't really have a problem with her helping because I'm sure that's probably her expertise, but to see that she's never been married, she's having. I don't even know if I even want to call it a relationship because she's the one who said that they was on a on and off relationship for 5 years. That's, to me, that's toxic. I don't see how she can give out
That's a
relationship
fact.
advice if she's not even married, or she's having casual sex, because that's how I'm going to look at it. Because I don't know if she's currently in a marriage, but I don't think that she's a good choice to be giving out relationship advice or a marriage if she's never been married and she's having casual sex. Not good. But again,
Right.
that's just my personal
And
opinion.
she could have been married too. And a lot of women we keep telling y'all can get married. I don't see why she couldn't. Now, listening to her, I can see why. But I'm just saying, like, she could have gotten married.
Mhm.
But she's choosing to make. I'm agreeing with you because she's promoting it, and I feel like she's choosing to deal with a man that's going to just have an on and off relationship on a sexual level. I feel like she can get married. I feel like most women can get married. Secondly, the other chick that has 5 sisters, she's the youngest of 5, and she's the only one that seems to be more modern day. Maybe that could be due to the times, and she just looks at life differently. But I don't see how she can see 4 siblings and her parents in a specific type of relationship and still date the way she does. And still, I just think that's unusual, especially since she's promoting marriage. Like the other woman says, she also values it. Now, if she would have said, I don't, I'm more modern day, I kind of don't value it, but both of these women are both saying they want something like that, and I believe they can get it. Like, I
Right.
don't understand why they're not, like, you know.
Well, let me give you a backstory to the co-host real quick. Her, and she spoke in this already. She lived with both of her parents. Her father had been
Okay.
married with her father was on his 3rd marriage. So she has a total, I think she has 6 siblings. So, and two
Okay.
from and each shot each she has I'm sorry, she has 5 siblings. She's number 6. Each woman that he was with had 2 children. So she's the youngest. So it's just kind of weird that she's the only one that's
Okay.
never been married out of all the children. But I
Yeah,
just
she
wanted to give
seems
you
to
that
be
back.
level-headed.
Mhm.
Yeah, based on what she said the other episode, she seemed to be like understanding of what men and women both deal with, and it seems that she's a little. It doesn't seem like she may say things that are questionable, but she
Mhm.
doesn't seem like she's not balanced to some degree. Like where I don't think she could get a husband. I think that maybe she chose a different route. Maybe she thought it could come later, because sometimes that's what's happening now. Women are putting their love life second, which is completely okay. That's modern day. But I'm trying to understand why. Like when I say this, like I say this. I made the argument for women. Y'all can get married. Most of y'all can, whether
Right.
y'all believe it or not. So I don't. I don't understand the position. I would have to know more about why the co-host, the female, like why she's not married, because I just don't get it.
Right. But let's go ahead and continue.
What's up? Can y'all hear
General,
me? Hello?
General, you're very
Do I
low.
sound low?
General, you're low.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're very low. Yeah.
Okay, good. Good. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Yay, I'm back. I've been gone for a long time, but I'm back.
Thank you, General,
What's
for
up,
that.
Mugga?
Thank you for the intro. Let's go ahead and continue. What's going on, Jay River? Let's continue.
I'm not asking
Can you
something
update me? What's going on here?
Right now we're reacting to Dr. Bryant, Paul Pierce, and I don't know the co-host name, but Dr. Bryant. This is part two, General. So Dr. Bryant has been
Okay.
saying some off the wall. I'm not gonna say off the walls. I don't even want to even say she's contradicted herself. It's just a lot of things she's saying doesn't add up. She's not. She's 42. She's later on she'll be talking about she wants to have a baby at 42. She's allegedly she's some type of marriage counselor, but she's never been married. She's been in on and off relationships. So it's a lot of stuff that she's saying doesn't add up. But Paul Pierce is going to kind of start asking her questions about why she's not married. But let's get to it.
You talk to married couples, you talk to people in relationships, and you hear the dysfunction in all of it. Why do you want to get married and have kids now?
Paul, I love you for that. I know you're serious because that's a good question. No, because
Because you hear negative all day.
Right.
And like, why?
That's a real question.
and
That's
it's
why I
a
told
great
you
question.
earlier. I'm
Yeah.
confused about myself.
Because I see people come in my office, and because I'm not a tell me more doctor, I'm not a thank you for your money, figure it out, just come back. No, we work in my sessions. We work. And because I see them come in my office so hopeless, so despaired, so broken, so hurt, so confused, so resentful toward each other, right? And then I see them go from
And
that.
this is what you want.
I see them go from that with the right tools, with the right guidance, with the right support, learn how to love themselves, how to get out of their own way, how to become healthier within themselves, how to identify the little boy and the little girl in them who is actually in that marriage and not the adult in them, and realize, I thought I just loved you, but I actually like you. Now that I know you past your trauma, now that I know you past the little girl in you who's abandoned and broken that I was in a relationship with. For the first time in 10 years, 15 years, I'm meeting the man in you. See, the little boy in you couldn't cover me, but the man in you can learn how. The little boy in you kept calling on me to be your mama, to atone for the things you didn't get from her. I'm here to be your woman. And every time I can't mommy you mad at me. You resentful toward me.
Ooh, damn.
But I didn't do that. I'm just here to love you. You can cry on my shoulder, but I can't mommy you. So I had to tell my client, literally 2 days ago, I had to say, listen, the reason why you're saying this woman doesn't have the capacity to do the things that you want is because you want her to mommy you. You got two options, bruh. You either go back and try to get it from where you didn't get it from, good luck, or you surrender and you realize I'm never gonna get it.
Yeah.
So I gotta heal that little boy in me, and I gotta move forward without getting it. And I got to figure out how I'm going to supply that for myself, Paul, because I told him the reason why this woman doesn't have the capacity is because if she did, God knew she would enable that little boy in you. But her not having it is dissipating your anxious attachment and your codependency. And God has to strip you of what he doesn't no longer need you to have if it doesn't serve you.
I mean, this is the thing. I hear you, Doc, but like,
Here we go.
as a man, like when you telling them,
Yeah.
the lady that he wants you to mommy him, that's your first example.
Which
growing
one?
up,
Mom?
your mom,
Yeah.
of how
Yeah.
to be treated,
Come on.
To be loved.
Come on.
Jam.
to how to be loved.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't he want that? You know what I'm saying?
Brothers, you don't want a woman to love you like your mother. That's a different type of love. You don't, and I think a lot of brothers that are growing up with their mother, with no father in the house, gets the wrong type of love. That is not the type of love you want, brothers. You don't want your woman to treat you like your mom. That is not the type of love that you want. I get it. I don't even know where I don't even like the fact that people say that's your first love. Like, no, that's not the type of love that you need to be trying to go after. You don't want somebody loving you like your mother, treating you like how your mother treated you. That's not what you want. That's a different type of love. So I don't know why Paul Pierce said that, to say that's your first love. I get it, but no, that's not the type of love that you want. But let's continue.
What I'm saying?
100%. 100%.
And then y'all call y'all man daddy. So
Yeah.
what we talking about here?
100%. Yeah.
Like, so don't
I'm
try
crying.
to convince him to not want that mommy feel. Like, that's the first form of love as a boy you feel. So like, don't discourage that. You know, I feel like that should be more encouraged. Like a man wants that. This is the first form and the purest form of love that you ever gonna get you ever gonna get. A woman gonna come be your girlfriend, your wife, and leave you. Most black moms, as a black man growing up here, that's the purest form of love. So like,
That's
why-
the purest form of love
that I ever had.
if it
It's
was
from my
healthy.
mom.
But if it was dysfunctional, hold on, and slightly abusive, abuse is not just,
That's love too.
what, abuse is love too?
Yeah, abuse is love. Cause I come from old school. My mom whooped me. That's called abuse, right?
Come on, man. Abuse is love. And I know I got into it with somebody about spanking, but come on. Abuse is love. And they're going to talk about the spanking part. And I'm going to have to chime in on what Dr. Bryant says. But let's go ahead and continue.
No.
That's abuse.
Well, so I don't agree. Okay, I'm not a gentle parent. So I believe in
Yeah.
physical discipline, meaning spanking.
That's whooped.
And I call whoopings.
That's abuse.
No, it's not. So
That's abuse.
So it's subjective. For some people, you're right, they do consider that abuse. For some folks like myself, well, I don't consider my ass whoopings I got abused. I don't know if you did.
I don't see how she called herself a gentle parent when you have no children. Come on, Dr. Bryant. Go ahead, my brother.
Well, most professionals will say that is a form of abuse. If you ask a person that works with child care, they're not gonna give you no option to physically discipline. All of them want to be more vocal in redirecting options for discipline. So if you're a child, depending on the severity of from what I hear from a lot of people that had to pick their switch, get their behind whooped in the bathtub, using sometimes coat hangers, metal ones. Now, the things that I'm hearing for what, most people in the black community refer to, I would say that's abuse, but I'm glad that we have a grown man saying that it's abuse. Now, it changes because we always say, well, then is it abuse if a grown woman is enduring the same type of discipline? then it's abuse for some reason because they're children, and the information and uh, accountability always seems to be on a kid. For some reason,
Mhm.
the parent will never say, do I suck at parenting? Do I suck at teaching my kids how to understand value responsibilities? They don't say that. They just say beat them. But that's just me. That's all.
All right. It is abuse, brothers. I when I was young, I got a spanking from my parents, so I know a lot of people that I grew up with got. Matter of fact, I never heard of the switch until unless you're from the South. So I used to get the belt. I had friends that used to actually have to go pick a stick or branch off a tree, and that's what they got spanked with because they call it a switch. So now that I'm older, it's abuse. I mean, there's other ways of I'm sorry, not spanking. There's other ways of disciplining your children. So, but is there something that you wanted to say, General? You put the question mark. No? Okay, got it. Oh yeah, it seemed like you
So
want to
you
say something.
change. So you change. Yeah. So you telling me you changed your stance now? So now, so you were abused. You're admitting that you were abused as a child
Yes, I was,
be- because
but
of quote unquote professionals.
I was abused. But back then I felt like that I deserved the things that I got because I used to do some terrible things. So, but did I turn out pretty well? Yes, I feel like I turned out well. But I'm not going to get too much into that because the guy at the end, that guy they call real, aka Satan, aka whatever else, what other names that he bear and all the other stuff, he be hating. But go ahead, because it seemed like you have something you want to say.
AKA horse choker, AKA mental health awareness guru. This is my thing. Based on the stories, I'm not gonna say every kid had like the worst case of discipline, physical discipline, but I will say that one thing you need to understand is it's not about whether your kid knows right or wrong, it's whether they value it. And when we grow up, we understand the things that we value, the things that we go after. Like we pretty much will do things based on the values that we have, or whether we recognize it or not. And it's more about your child understanding like why these things have to be done rather than doing it. And if your recourse for why it's not getting done
Mhm.
is to just whoop them, then I don't think the relationship that they need to understand what's necessary is going to be pure. It's going to be based off of, most of the time kids will be more deceptive with what they got, with what they're doing in life that could be fixed due to the fact that they could just be more honest because they don't trust the discipliner to be someone that they can go to. They don't trust their parents. They often kind of retract, and they end up identifying with their friends, family, and other people. Yeah, living a double life. That is a fact. But I'm not going to make it seem like you're lost or you're a bad parent because you probably do it or you're a bad person. I'm just saying that it has a huge effect. And if a grown adult, if you hear grown women in abusive relationships, physically abusive, saying that it made them a better person, you're going to look at her completely different. Like, what's the stretch between knowing that, probably at 14 you stop getting behind women, but if she turns 18 and gets in a relationship, the guy's beating her, and she's saying the same thing she would say as a child, like, I deserved it, I really was doing things that were bad, you would look at her like she's crazy. 4 years down the road, it looks different, but, that's it.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and continue because they're not done talking about this abuse.
I wasn't an abused
I
child.
mean, how we interpret it today, that's abuse.
No, you have some parents. I'm a parent who has no problem with pow powing on the hand, pow pow whooping ass.
Why does she keep calling herself a parent? You have no children. What is she talking about? But let's continue.
I'm not abusing my child. As the Bible says, an undisciplined child is an unloved child.
You
I
have
still
kids?
feel loved at 42
You have
because I got
kids?
my ass whipped.
You said as a parent.
No, I'm saying as a parent,
That's what you would do.
yeah, what I would do, yes, and that's what I received.
Okay.
And because I see the results of myself,
Yeah.
right? I know that it worked. But my point of saying is that if a mother is abusive, and I love you saying that is the purest form of love that man has gotten, you're right. And if that man's purest form of love was at the hands of an abusive mother, then what kind of woman you think that man is choosing? I'm listening. No, that's a question.
I mean, that is a
What
question.
kind of woman is he choosing? Let me go further. If that mother, right,
Oh, my fault.
didn't know how to love her son, but she gave her
Go ahead, bro.
So why is she using abuse as a bad thing if she says the abuse made her a better person? If she's saying she was abused, like what does she mean when she says abuse? Because she just says she doesn't consider that abuse. Like, what is it, good or bad?
I I don't know. I don't like. That's why if she would have just said maybe spanking or discipline and it made her a better person, I would have probably fought for her. But the fact that she's using the word abuse is not good. I don't
So
like that.
is verbal abuse and physical. Okay, because I'm surprised parents don't say verbal discipline,
Hmm.
because if they're saying the same stuff to their kids regarding a mistake, but they're not getting physical, wouldn't it still have the effect on them? So what abuse? What type of abuse? Because I think verbal is just as bad. I think parents embarrass their kids. I think parents undermine their kids. I think parents don't open up room for a conversation about just being a human being. I think there's a disconnect as far as someone a place for comfort. I think that's why kids will end up being closer to their friends' parents or other family members. They're a bit closer to their aunt or uncle.
Hmm.
So I would like for her to define abuse, because she doesn't think physical abuse is abuse. So, or is she talking about verbal? Because what would be the difference other than the obvious? It's still an effect that happens when a person, you know,
Hmm.
is getting told something or being beat for something.
Well, I'm gonna tell you now, real. I can't answer that question. I'm gonna let her answer it. If she does, hopefully she gets a little bit more into detail. But let's see. Let's continue.
gave her all. But there was a huge love deficit. Hold on. He's choosing a woman who's what? Emotionally unavailable. So what happened was this young man chose a woman who he loves so much, but she's emotionally unavailable. And when I asked him, well, your mom had to be emotionally unavailable, and you want her to mommy you and give you what you didn't get, but this woman is not there to do that, and you're already saying she can't. So she can't conform ever enough to do that for you. You know what he did? He put his head down on my desk and he cried like a baby. The little boy in him just wept. And I had to tell the girlfriend, I whispered to her, I don't want him to hear me say it. I said, hug him. Because I knew that's what he needed, right?
Right.
But he was in a relationship with who? His mama, who could never hug him, who was emotionally unavailable. So let me tell you what we do. We set up feeding stations in our life at all ages, okay? And the feeding stations that we set up are the feeding stations that we've learned as a kid that is either survival or thriving. And we feed on what's normal to us. It's called baseline.
Go ahead, bro.
It's interesting because most women would say men are emotionally unavailable. It's like she's looking at relationships completely ass backwards. And if you're saying that it's abusive for a parent to not be compassionate or loving or caring, why what would be why would you consider an ass whooping for a mistake no different than being emotionally unavailable? And I would say most mothers are going to love bomb their sons and daughters more than anything. I
Hmm.
think there's still going to be when a person has been abused, whether it's physical or verbal, they tend to rebel. So I don't think that it was the lack. I just think that there was multiple components. I don't think that parents are talking to their kids like human beings. Their conversations are graded based on if they can do their chores, if they can make good grades, if they're doing anything that shows achievement, they'll get a better conversation or a bad one, depending on how the kids are doing. I don't think they, on a good day, they'll sit and come in the room and ask them or tell them information about things they should know because your parents was once teenagers. They don't do stuff like that, and I think that's the adverse effect. What she's saying is that solely because your mom. No, I think kids tend to separate themselves from parents that aren't active in their lives. It has nothing to do with whether, and most kids will say they're obligated to still be in their parents' life knowing they didn't like their childhood. So I don't know what she's talking about.
Hmm.
It's just crazy. Like, I think that she opened up a door to make a man get emotional, and she's using like arbitrary reasoning. Like, I just think that, you know, she is she's demonic to me.
Yeah, I'm waiting for this thing to. Okay, there it is. All right, let's continue.
And if all I know is abuse, then I'm going to set up abusive feeding stations in all my relationships because I need that normal baseline for me to function, even if it's dysfunctional. So we have to look at, well, what's your baseline? What is your norm? Where did you learn the norm? Did you learn it from dad, mom? Did you learn it from a group home? Did you learn it from someone who was sexually abusing you? Is that why you're promiscuous? Because for you, sexual abuse made you feel validated. It made you feel like you actually were good enough, but you didn't feel that anywhere else. So now you're promiscuous and you have no agency over your body because for you, that's the only way that you're fed. We got to look at those things. So for a man or even a woman, yes, you're right. Women should be nurturing and loving and submitting to their man. Absolutely. But the way we love y'all is different than the way we would mommy our sons. It shows up different. It shows up different. And the beauty of it is you and your wife have no limit on your depth. But your wife and her son do.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And so the depth that you can have with this woman, if she can be your woman and not your mama, is unlimited. But when she goes into mama mode, there's automatic limits and barriers that come in that fuck up the relationship. Because a mother and son relationship is unconditional love, but there's limits. There's boundaries to keep that relationship healthy.
Yeah.
What's your situation right now?
What you mean situation?
Like, you
Happy?
got a man?
I'm dating. I'm single, but I'm dating.
Single but dating?
I am
Something serious
dating.
more than other?
No, just dating.
We gotta change because she's therapying us.
This is crazy. I'm single but dating. And then she's talking about, and I'm hoping, I hope I didn't miss it, but she's going to be talking about having a baby at 42. What is, I don't really understand. What is she teaching these? Let's continue, man. This is crazy. Single but dating. Let's continue to see what else she has to say.
Yeah.
We gotta make this about her now.
Right. You kind of therapizing us.
So I was like, I want my woman to mommy me.
Hold on, like, hold on. What's going on with you? This is about you. You done flipped the script on us. We over here.
Verse uno.
Man, you sure did.
But it was good. It was insightful.
No, we need to find out about what's going on with her. She dating,
am
single.
dating.
What do that entail for a 42-year-old?
I am dating,
Dating but single.
enjoying my life. I have really good companions.
How many are you dating right now?
I'm not exclusively committed to anyone, but I have one guy that I have dated
she's
off and
stuttering
on
now. We
for
got
5
her.
years.
We got her.
We've dated for
Yeah.
5 years off and
So
on.
you was his work for 5 years? You been his work? You still his work?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I know what's going on now. I'm about to, no, we're going to take this sheep clothing off.
Right, the wolf teeth going out. No,
He was somebody's work for 5 years.
we have been each other's companion for 5 years. And, yeah, I have spent the block for 5 years, and it's the truth. And
Yeah.
he doesn't like it. He's absolutely correct. He feels like I haven't provided.
Oh, your work.
No one is we working together.
Okay.
We working together.
But you keeping them at bay.
What does she mean by she's spinning? She's on and off for 5 years. She's spinning the block for 5 years. Is this the only guy that she's quote unquote? Brothers? Let me tell. And I'm gonna say it again, brothers. You don't deal with a woman that's, because I'm sure that she probably controls the relationship. This man probably wants to be with her. He wants to commit to her, but she doesn't want to be committed. But she wants to have a baby at 42. None of this that she's talking about is making sense. So what exactly is she teaching married folks? She got a spirit husband. That's what that. Oh, a spirit husband. I heard somebody say that. Oh, matter of fact, it was on the Kendra G show. That chick with some blonde hair said that she got a damn spirit husband. I forgot all about that shit. I'm not gonna even mess with that. Let's go ahead and continue, because I'm glad Paul's trying to find out what the hell she's talking about.
Or is he keeping you at bay?
He wants a relationship. He
And
wants to
you
be
don't.
committed.
You just like the sex.
No.
Oh.
Let's keep it 100. How you keep somebody for 5 years? That's like for real. You can't keep nobody at a distance for 5 years. I ain't never done no shit like that.
I am not vitamin D deficient,
No,
so
no,
everything is good in that department.
No. He
wants a
kept him at bay. She
relationship.
done kept him on the side until she figured out if it's something better.
Brothers, you see that? He wants a relationship. And why would you with all these women out here in the world? She must got some piranha trim for him to be going back and forth. Come on. 5 years spinning the block off and on? And she said herself that he wants to be committed. So why is she not committing to this younger man? Because he's 5 years younger than her. Let's see what's going on. Get her, Paul Pierce.
I see where this is going.
He just has some emotional maturity that he had to do. We're 9 years apart. He's 9 years younger than me.
9 years.
We both had to work through things, but he's had to work on his emotions and his intense insecurities around being in a
And
relationship.
you've been waiting on it. Like what's the problem? Why y'all not together?
Just because of that,
So you waiting on that?
No, I'm not waiting on it, and I don't have him waiting.
So the D is good.
Oh,
Let's keep it. I mean, that's it's like, dude. Let's
he
keep
put
it 100.
on his red pajamas and feel like he's supposed to get spicy tonight.
This is clear.
Brothers, he's 33 years old. She's 42. He's 33. I thought it was 5 years. She said 9 years. So what is she doing? And this man is the one that wants to be in a committed relationship. What? Go ahead, Big G.
There's no way no 33-year-old man is trying to be in a committed relationship with a 42-year-old so-called doctor / thought. But you know how men do. Men are real good at playing the role too. They think women are, but men are too. They'll say, "Oh yeah, I want to be with you. I want to marry you." They'll say, "I want to marry you 4 or 5 years," and really have no intentions of marrying you. And men are possessive anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes we'll say stuff like that just to keep a woman around, but in the back of our mind, we really don't want her. So I think she's gaslighting. I think she's lying. I don't think that guy really wants to be with her. I think he's playing a position and also playing it wrong that he really does be on your. I ain't no real man who wants to be.
You're going in and out, General. Your reception is bad. I don't know if you're driving, but your reception is going in and out.
Oh,
All right, you good now? I think.
yeah, I'm driving.
Okay,
I'm driving. What about now?
you good now?
Not. Yeah, I can't see. I can't see no man waiting 5 years who really wants to be with a woman and wants to marry her. Go sit around and wait. Women do that. Men really don't do that. So I think he's just playing the role, and that's it.
Okay, brothers. He was 28 when they got together. She was 37. He's 33 now, and she's 42. Come on, 9 years apart. And I don't even have a problem with her dating a younger man. It's just like, to me, in my personal opinion, the way she's putting it, she's indecisive. But brothers, again, leave that on and off relationship alone. Once it's off, leave it off.
Oh my
I know her.
gosh.
She from Long Beach.
I'm
Don't try to
crying.
come
You
with
have a
the
problem.
suit jacket,
Yeah,
the
man,
boots. You still and the glow.
You know what I mean?
You still from Long Beach.
Yeah,
And I'm from Inglewood. And I can see that.
I am from San Pedro, a small
Man,
community
nah,
in the
same
city of Los
thing.
Angeles.
See, I can see
Okay.
through all of that.
Yes, he has great qualities. He does well in all that he does with me. He just
That ain't what
emotionally
I asked you.
is.
I asked you about his job and all that.
He does well in all areas.
What's
Okay, she
going on?
answered that. He
No,
does
she
well in
did.
all areas.
Emotionally,
Well, I don't know. That's a broad question. What all
Paul,
areas?
you're
what?
a man, so you answer this question.
I answered.
Emotionally, he goes back and forth from I love you, I want to be with you, I'm mad because you won't be with me, you won't commit to me. And then his insecurities get the best of him, and it's like, I want you, but I'm not sure if I deserve you, I'm not sure that I can facilitate you, I'm not sure that I can be with you. So when I say emotionally instability, it's like him wanting to be with me is concrete. That's not unstable. His emotions in the relationship are just unstable to where as a man, you gotta get vertical within yourself before you can.
What? It seems like you're playing with his emotions. You're telling us that he clearly knows what he wants with you, but it doesn't sound like you know what you want with him. So it seems, and you're older than him, so it seems like you're playing games. But I don't know. He has, again, she said that he has everything, but he's not emotionally there. You think so, Jay River, that he's playing her?
I'm
Go
gonna have
ahead,
to
Real.
agree with because look what she just said.
Hmm.
One moment he wants to be with her, and then I guess when it's time to actually do it, he's like, "Oh, now I don't think I'm good enough." I think what General said is exactly what he's doing. He's playing the game, like he keeps putting her on that tightrope and making her feel like there could be something. Because a lot of women will do this. I want to be with him, but he doesn't want to be with me. He's playing games. He's going through it. Women will make excuses for a lot of their for the man most of the time. So I think what she is just exploring is this false idea that he really had after. Come on, man. His issues for the last 5 years has just been that he has insecurities and doubts about himself with her. Like, is she that arrogant that she thinks she's that great of a woman where he just can't figure it out? One moment he knows he wants her, the next moment he doesn't. Come on now, no, he. It sounds good, and some women believe that they're that special. It's just the way it is.
So,
So yeah, I agree. Yeah, he's
so
definitely
even if
playing
that's
her
the case, Real, why continue to deal with him? If that's the case, because I'm not saying,
because
I'm
he
not even
makes
doubting
her
it.
feel special. He makes her feel special. This is look what she's doing. She don't even realize she sounds crazy trying to explain why this guy has not really tried to commit with her. And she's making excuses for him and it don't add up to men. No, he's playing her.
Okay. All right, let's continue.
You can be in a
Doc, you
relationship,
good with these
and
words.
I am.
You good with these words.
Listen,
Because
but
you
let me
giving
say
all
this.
these people advice.
Let me say
But
this,
why-
Paul.
this
He has every right to feel like what I've been doing as far as being in a relationship with him when I want to and not is not something that gives him stability.
When I want
However, I don't want to commit to a relationship with a man who I feel emotionally is not in a place of being able to be in a healthy relationship.
So why are you messing with him? Why are you playing mental games with him?
I'm not playing mental games with
mental
him.
games.
It's not mental games.
Why
It's
you
all
still-
transparency.
Why is it still sex involved?
How do you know we sexing? We could just be having a
Because you from Long Beach, I know.
Oh my God.
You can't play me.
we
I'm
could
from
not
the
be
South
doing
on the-
this.
Now, Paul Pierce. Now, again, why is why would she even ask that question? How do you know we sexing? Like 5 years of that dude on and off. Nah, that dude beating them guts. Come on, seriously. Why even ask that question? And I know that dude ain't gonna stay with nobody for 5 years. And he ain't getting no trim. I'm sorry. I don't know any man that's going to stay with a woman for 5 years and not get any trim from his woman unless they, as some women say, oh, he's just a friend. Nah. And if he getting trim, he got to be getting it from somewhere else. If he ain't getting trim for you, talking about why, what makes you think we sexing? Come on, stop it.
In the wood, I know what's going on.
But let me say this: it is transparent. He understands. I understand. I understand what he wants. He understands why I don't want to commit at this moment with him, which is the emotional piece that him and I talk about openly. I support him in it. I hold space for him in it. We've talked about it intensively, and he understands it. And he's
Come here.
that's
Sit. All right, let him off the leash. Go ahead.
that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Oh,
Come
shit.
here.
Well, you
Sit.
know what? If that's what I'm
Man,
doing, I'll say this, and people gonna be mad. And I'm okay. If I'm doing what Paul said,
Come here.
I'd much rather be the one walking you at the dog park than the one on the leash. If that's true.
That's
So
exactly.
that means
So what she's basically saying is she wants control of the relationship. That's what I took from that. She wants control, which is what she's doing. She playing that man. But he getting what I'm assuming he's getting what he wants to. So we'll leave it at that. I don't know who she dating, but again, the guy is 9 years younger than her, so she actually has control of that relationship. Talking about she's holding the leash. Let's continue.
that means
Come on.
to my point at 42.
Oh, and by the way, if that guy's listening, he needs to go ahead and end the relationship. Let her go. Go ahead and get you a new female, bruh, cause she embarrassing you right now. If anybody knows that y'all two are together, bruh, you need to break up with her. Let's continue.
I'm not opt out.
Jackie Rob.
We are not opt out. Okay, we have options, and we are not on the leash. We can actually be the one holding the leash. It's all about your standards. It's all about you understanding who you are and you standing in and on your square and you doubling down on that. Period. There's men out there who will show up in any capacity we want. We don't have to settle, and we don't have to settle at a certain time. We can do what we want. Because I tell you one thing I'm not doing. I ain't doing time, but I ain't spending a whole lot of time with who I want, when I want, and both of us are enjoying it, getting what we want.
Come on.
Y'all can't be just taking too long when y'all cook. Y'all gotta start making some decisions around here. Y'all gotta start making some final decisions. This is the final round of Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Shoot, you
So
gotta
who
start
knows?
making some
Maybe
decisions around
maybe at the
here.
end of this year to be.
Go ahead, bro.
That's just like Real always say. Can y'all hear me? Am I low?
No, you good, General.
That's just like Real always say. Women, they value their hearts, but they don't value their yussy. I don't want to say the other word because I'm trying to be a Christian again. But
Trim.
they'll throw their yussy out the trim. Yeah, it's better. They'll throw their trim out the window, as Real would say. And say, oh, you had a good day, yussy? What you been doing today?
Fact.
And exactly what these ladies doing. So yeah, you just sound crazy, but I'm done.
J River, relax down there in the comments. I'm being very respectful when I say trim, and it's with 2 M's, not one. Let's continue.
It'd be.
Let me ask you
child.
something, because this is always,
Yeah.
and I ain't asked this yet. What percentage is sex in a relationship?
You mean based on studies or me?
No. I'm asking you, and I'm asking you.
Oh, okay.
Like, all right, what percentage of the relationship, like, Because this is the thing. You could be with somebody like he'll die for you. He just everything. Like you trust everything that he'll stand in front of the bullet for you.
Yeah.
All of that. You'll trust that this man will be by your dying bed. I'm talking about like thick and thin. But the moment he step out on that end of it, it's over.
Well, I'm a Jesus girl. The Bible says there's two permissible reasons for divorce. One is what you described, which is called infidelity, and the other one is unfaithfulness.
That's the
Look
same
up that
thing.
scripture.
Ain't
So
that the
what
same?
I'm saying is,
So what
What? I'm gonna have to look that scripture up, but I don't believe that infidelity means that you can go ahead and just divorce somebody. I don't believe that is true, but I'm gonna have to look that up because I know. Well, dang, I can't even use that one. That's if he you can remarry if you become a widow, but I don't think infidelity is one of them. And the thing is, she said, look up the scripture. So why not put the scripture out so that way we can look it up? Because I don't. I should have looked it up myself. So I apologize, Pro Truth, for not looking up that scripture. But I don't believe that is true what she said. But don't quote me on that. But I believe she's incorrect. But let's continue.
percentage is sex in a relationship?
for me personally,
90?
because I'm not into casual sex. So a
No,
part
you're
of
in
how,
the relationship.
yeah, I'm
what
into it. What I'm saying is
Yeah.
because I'm not into casual sex, part of how I connect and express my love is also through the act of making love. And it's also through allowing my husband to use my body as a vessel for his satisfaction. See, a lot of women have a problem with that. And I'm not knocking them, they do. But what I'm saying is for me, but that's a love language for me. So for me, like, right, if my husband is saying, in the morning, I just want a quickie before I go to work. I don't take it as he's getting a quickie because he's using me, he doesn't love me. I take it as, oh my God, like I'm being used by my husband. He's
a
using my
vessel.
body as a vessel to satisfy him. So for me, I'm going, I want you to want me for a quickie, for a longie, for an in-betweenie, whatever it is, because now I'm feeling needed by you, loved by you, nurtured by you, and I'm being a vessel for you, right? So my thing is, if he's coming to me all day long, and I've had to tell a client this, if he's coming to me all day long, then that should never be a defining factor whether he cheats or not. That's a character flaw. However, I'm also not putting my husband in the position to feel like, wait a minute, I'm in a deficit because all I'm doing is trying to use my wife, who should be a vessel for me, and I don't even have access to that. So I'm an access woman. My husband accessing my body is also a love language for me. So the more that he accesses me and has his way with me, the more I'm in love and feeling loved by him. But I'm also not a fatherless girl. I've had a father in my life, not just present, but present, having conversations with me that men should be having with their daughters. When I first got engaged, he was very clear. Listen, don't deny him. If he's leaving to go somewhere, offer it up. Make sure that he knows that he has access to it. He said, unless it's abuse or something of that sort, submit. There's nothing wrong with that. And so I was told that by a man who loved me, right? Who never took advantage of me. So his word is bond. And when I've been in relationships, I've been engaged twice. That's one thing that I remember my fiance saying. He was like, one thing I got to say about you, Shy, he's like, no matter what we went through or disagreed with or argued about, he's like, you never denied me sex and you never played around with trying to puppet me with that. And it was
Now, y'all heard that? And here's the thing, brothers. A lot of women will use sex as a weapon. If they're mad at you, they ain't gonna give you no trim, which that's something that I don't like. So some of the stuff that she's saying is correct. I wish my other phone worked, or I should have connected it to my other phone because I really wanted to look up the divorce. Hey, General, do you know the grounds for divorce when it comes to according to the Bible? All right, I think General's probably doing something. So, real, do you know what it is by any chance?
It says, can you hear me?
Yeah, what is the grounds for divorce according to what it says in the Bible?
It says, except it be for fornication, but a married person can't commit fornication.
Okay, but fornication
And
is
you gotta,
okay, go ahead, go ahead,
but,
go ahead.
what, but you got to understand, there are different types of fornication. Like, 'cause a lot of people back in the day, like a son would marry his father's wife, like his stepmom.
Mhm.
That's a type of fornication. And so,
Right. Okay,
but
that's true.
yeah.
Because I
So
know for
a married person,
because the
yeah,
definition of fornication is unlawful sexual acts. That's the
yeah.
definition of fornication.
Between usually between two unmarried people. I mean, yeah, unmarried people, like what I what I used to do.
I wouldn't consider that because I get what you're saying, but fornication is more. See, people put adultery and fornication in as the same definition, and it's not. Fornication is unsexual acts, like examples like homosexuality, bestiality. What else? Damn, what's the other one? Like sleeping with your brother, or I'm sorry, like sleeping with your sister. Incest, yes, incest. I don't know what she said, invest, but incest. That's unlawful sexual acts. But I'm gonna have to look that up because I want to know because I don't remember where. I think it's in Corinthians, first Corinthians. I either in First or Second Corinthians, but I'm gonna have to look that up. I wish my other phone worked, but let's go
It's
ahead
in
and
Matthew's
continue.
actually. I want to say Matthew's the fifth chapter. I think 19th verse,
Okay, thank you,
5
Mia.
and 19.
Okay, let's go ahead and continue.
It wasn't again because I want to keep him from cheating because you can't control a motherfucker for doing what they gonna do no matter what you doing.
Period.
Period. It's I feel loved when you use me as a vessel. I feel like, you
I
know what?
love it. No, this is game. I'm here.
No, that's
No, this is
real.
game. I like this
Yeah.
game you
I
giving
love
out.
that. And
Right?
I feel the
but
same way.
but women
Yeah.
have to also, and to the women who don't have that mindset because they've either been sexually abused or they're fatherless little girls or they
Yeah.
have other barriers. Listen, that is okay. Like you got to work through what you have going on. It's not a comparison thing. But when you get to a space where you feel safe and you look at, again, yourself as I'm married to this man and him accessing me is really him using me as a feeding tank. I just think that is so beautiful that we are each other's feeding tank. And so it's always a feast available for you. And I do feel like if both men and women submitted sexually and all other ways that say the feast is available for you. Because commitment's what? Not what I feel, it's what I said I would do. And if I'm marrying you, by all means.
You
I
giving out
also
some
feel
game.
like
Oof.
that, like for me as a woman, if my man doesn't want me sexually, it makes me feel like inadequate. Like, well, is there something wrong? Like, are you attracted to me? Is there someone else that you're getting it from? Like, what's going on? So I personally it's like a compliment to me that my man wants to come and have sex with me no matter what time. Like I've never been in a relationship and denied a man of sex. Like it's just that's not something I do. I don't use my sex as a pawn and
There you
as a
go.
weapon. And I feel like a lot of women do that. And then, like you said, it leaves room for like, okay, I'm not getting what I want from home. And again,
Well, at least she said that she feels, which is true. A lot of women do use sex as a weapon. So I'm glad. I'm glad she said that. I know she said she feel, but it is true. Women do use sex as a weapon. Some of them use it to get what they want. Some of them use it to get back at the man, and some of them will use it to apologize to the man instead of just actually apologizing and saying what they did wrong. Hey, baby, come and get some of this trim. Yeah. So yes, women do use sex as a weapon, whether y'all want to believe it or not. No, Mia, baby. Men don't do that. Men always want trim. Let's continue.
it's not in a way to be like, I don't want you to cheat, so I'm gonna have sex with you every minute.
Yes.
It's in a way of, like you said, I don't want people to misuse me, but use me as much as you can, because that's what I'm here for. I want you to want me, and I want you equally. And I feel like if I'm in love with this man, or even if there's times where like love is not always enough, but I know that I rock with you, I know we're connected. I view sex as a form of intimacy. You're inside of me. That's the closest we can be. So when I'm intimate with you, especially because men are different with expressing emotions. So for me, it's like, if you're inside of me and I'm intimate with you and you're kissing me and I can feel you inside of me, like that makes me feel so close to you. And it makes me feel so loved by you that I'm just like at my highest, you know, like I feel like I could manifest at my highest when I'm in that space with my man. I always want you to feel like you can come to me. And like I said, I've been in relationships where if we stop having sex, I look up like, damn, well, what's happening? Is it someone else? Are you not attracted to me? Like, what is going on? And that's a red flag in my mind.
And I love what you said, because I always tell folks, if I choose you, I trust you. But if I don't trust you, why am I choosing you?
Exactly.
So if I trust you, you can access me, right? That's even as a friend.
Yeah.
My best friends, I choose them. I trust them fully. They got full access. I'm accessing. And really quick, I had clients come to me. They were both 30, and their biggest issue was, for him, she was denying him of sex. And he said to me, Doc, listen what he said, Paul. He said, Doc. And then her issue was he came to her and said he wanted polyamory.
Lord.
Right? So I'm trying to get to, because I'm trying to unravel why he wants polyamory. They're 30, and I'm like, well, is that what you want? And she's like, hell no, I don't want it. And so he goes, look, Doc, man, he goes, I'm 30 years old, and I'm masturbating more than I'm even getting sex. He goes, and I've never cheated on her. I love her. It's been 5 years. And I asked her, has he cheated? She
What
said,
you mean?
no.
Wait, 5 years what?
They've been together 5 years.
Okay.
And I said, has he ever cheated? She
I was
said,
about to say, what?
I know, right? I know,
should've
Paul.
broke
What's
up
going
a
on?
long time ago.
So, she said in 5 years she has no evidence that he's ever cheated. So we got to go with the fact this man is a good man. He's never cheated. And so he says, when I ask her, hey, I want some, she says no. And I asked her, I said, well, are you in pain? Is there something else going on? And she said no. And he said, I said, how do you respond? And she says, I don't feel like it. But she's also wanting this man to marry her. She's also wanting this man to do different commitments, and she also was not okay with polyamory. So I said to her, I said, why do you feel like you have a problem with him, right, using your body as a feeding station? She said, because I feel used. I don't feel loved in that moment. I feel used. I said, okay. I said, but you have a man who would rather masturbate than step out on you, because that's how much he loves you.
Damn.
But you still feel used when he makes you his feeding station. I said, okay, but you don't want polyamory either. She says, no. I said, if it's abuse or if there's an impairment, for sure, say no. And you always have agency over your body. However,
Go ahead, bro, because I want to speak on this, but go ahead.
Yeah, I just had a question. So this scenario of the story that she's given,
Hmm.
she says the guy doesn't want to marry her.
Right. He doesn't. He doesn't want to marry. She wants to marry him. He doesn't want to marry her because he's not getting any sex. He said he masturbates way more than he gets sex from her.
Mhm.
I don't.
I can understand. I can understand. I can understand what she's saying,
Hmm.
because she's looking for a commitment, and so if he's just holding her on, dragging her around,
Hmm.
and just knocking her off and not like committed to her, then I can understand why she feel used if she wants to be in a committed relationship or marriage. I can understand how she feel.
Okay, so then why stay then? Why stay in a relationship
Yeah,
like that?
right.
Because
Well, like I said, women would like I said earlier, women. That's stuff women do. They'll let a man drag them along for a long time because he'll promise he'll marry her, and he probably had before. And they'll do that. They'll stay in a relationship just to wait on him to finally marry her. They'll never leave. So that's a woman's behavior.
right, but general, here's the problem that I have with that. She's waiting. Like, okay, she feels that she's being used. I would tell her to leave, right?
Right.
But if let's just say that he's like, well, you know what? If she feels like that, let me go ahead and marry her. Then what? What if that, to me she'll still use sex as a weapon to get what she wants? I would I would have probably told him you need to go ahead and move on. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even suggest for them to even get in any type of poly. I would not suggest for him to get in a poly relationship. I wouldn't. But I would definitely tell him to leave. Like you got to go, bruh, because it's only gonna get
Right.
worse.
But that go back to men.
Hmm.
But that goes back to men being possessive though too. At the same time, they'll they won't marry you. They'll hold you hostage, cheat on you, or whatever, masturbate, whatever you're doing. I think he
Hmm.
already cheating, but they'll do that. They'll hold you hostage and stay in that relationship. So being possessive. So I don't know.
I get it. I get it, General. I don't know. I just want to I just want to see where does this go? You know what I'm saying? Let's see where she taking this, because I want to see if she actually told them that they should stay or what. Let's see where this goes.
If this man is telling you that I want you as my feeding station, and you can't see that as being a vulnerability in him, a plus in him, a reward in him, then you're going to have a problem. I said, and he's coming to you telling you I want polyamory because he's still trying not to cheat.
Damn.
And I told him, I said, listen, if you go into this marriage and we don't fix this, you will have a sexless marriage.
Damn.
You will. So what I'm saying is, what ended up happening is this young woman has daddy issues. And the fact that she doesn't feel valued by her father, she doesn't know how to receive love and value from this man.
Yeah.
So her trauma is eclipsing her from seeing this man is faithful, this man loves me, this man is intentional about me, this man wants to marry me, and he's into me.
Yeah.
Right? And so all I'm saying is there's all these barriers that people come up with, and it isn't always the man's fault. You got men who are really in session doing the right thing. And a lot of times men are not as vocal with their women about the issues because good men don't want to hurt their woman. So a lot of times they withdraw from saying, baby, you got daddy issues, or baby, this is not okay, or baby, I can't be masturbating he said I masturbate 3-4 times a day, doc.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot. But they're also
He's
30
built up.
having sex only once a month.
Oh, that's
So Jay River, that man isn't doing the right thing. What would be the right thing to do? And she clearly said that the woman had daddy issues. So I'd like to know what would be. You said the man ain't leave that lady. That would be the easy way out. Which I have no problem with that anyway. But then it'll be somebody saying, "Well, you should have tried to help her. That you should have tried to help her or get her some guidance or something." But I don't know. I think this is where and Real has said this a lot. This is where it goes back to you vetting the woman, because a lot of these women and I will say men, some of these women, they have daddy issues. They're not growing up with their father. They're growing up with their mother. So their mother's probably putting things in their head that they shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Because the mother could be jealous. Oh yeah, you got a man, I don't. That's one thing. But when you don't have a father in your life, it's very unbalanced. Whether people believe that or not, I don't care how many single women say, "Yeah, I raised my son to be a man." No, you just raised your son to be functional in society. Same thing with the daughter. You raise your daughter to be functional in society, but it's still unbalanced at the end of the day. You growing up without a father, and even vice versa with children growing up without a mother. So I don't know. For a man to be out there 3 or 4 times a day is a lot. I'm trying to figure out when that nigga going to work, unless he got to work, unless he working from home. Ain't no way. I don't know anybody. You know what? I'm not gonna say, because I don't know anybody that's over there jacking off 3 or 4 times a day. But that sounds crazy to me. If he would have said once a day, I would be like, okay, but 3 or 4 times a day, what type of? And you ain't got that much energy. I don't even have that much energy. It ain't even that serious. But let's continue.
That's crazy.
Right? And so you have all these barriers in relationships, but when you see people break through these things and you really see them get to the other side, it shows you the essence of love, and it shows you how doing the work works.
He's not black.
Who's not black?
He wasn't a black dude.
Yeah, he was a great looking, good man, black man, and great couple. They're still together and they're working through it. Those type of stories are very, very
hood.
enlightening.
He ain't from the hood.
What?
Something. That's got to be something.
So I got it. I love this.
What's up, Tanya?
So you're saying a nigga gonna be a nigga.
Right.
Right. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I am saying that.
Nigga gonna be a nigga.
Yeah, so he is
So
something.
you're saying that she got a black man, not a nigga.
Right. 100%.
Because he's deciding to try every
yeah,
angle.
niggas ain't taking that.
But see, this is where a lot of men get upset at. Because you have good men in those situations, right? With a woman who is not seeing the value in her man because she's eclipsed with her trauma and her daddy issues.
Yeah.
Do you get me? Hold on. Because if it was a different man, like you're saying, Paul,
he
would have ran the play he needed to run to make sure he was good.
Nah, that ain't
Hold
about
on.
cheating,
And
but
then-
he would have put the foot down.
But
Like,
watch
man,
this.
We ain't doing that.
But
We ain't doing that in this house.
But
What you talking about?
as soon as she would have cried, I'm heartbroken because he cheated, it's to your point. The man is wrong. Without people hearing the context of what even happened
true.
Right.
and how
Yeah.
much work this man has put in.
Right.
So there's good men out there that women are not receptive to because their own barriers, issues, and traumas that y'all got to work through. You just do.
No, Jay River is not if he's not getting any trim. It has nothing to do with him wanting multiple women. He put out the fact that his woman is not giving him any trim, so he wants a second woman to get some trim. I don't look. Women will use sex as a weapon. I don't care what anybody says, and I know somebody in the comments said that men do it too. I'm sure they do, but it ain't. I don't think it ain't like that. I don't think too many men is out there using sex as a weapon, unless you want to count rape. But women will use sex as a weapon to get what they want. If a man ain't doing what he's supposed to do, you got to go sleep on the couch. You ain't getting no trim. Women will also use sex as an apology. That is a fact.
And you want me to tell you why I said that, Master Slim?
Go ahead.
And you just said it. You just said it. If a man done something wrong, his apology would some men, their apology will be sex. Let me eat your coochie, or let me, you know what I'm saying, beat you down to the ground. Fuck you down to the ground, whatever you want to call it. That's their apology. And then they go out and do the same shit again. So men do it too.
Right. I agree with you, but how is a man, doesn't a woman have to give him access to do with that? Because it's either going to be a yes or no. It ain't like unless he, because the only other way that would happen is what? I'm gonna just use the word grape. It would have to be grape. So
right.
That's
how they gonna accept that apology. That's how they gonna accept that apology, and that's on a man and a woman.
Right.
I agree with you saying women use it as bait or whatever, but men do it at the exact same time. Some men, I ain't gonna say all men. Some men do it.
Okay. I'll give you that. I'm not saying men don't do it, but again, in order for the man to be able to do it, he's gonna have to be granted access, and if he's not granted access, then it's gonna turn into grape. So again,
right.
So that's why I'm saying that, because the woman is gonna have to. I mean, this ain't no love story from Baby Boy, where it's Jody and I don't know the other chick's name. So this ain't no Baby Boy love story here, or dysfunctional dysfunctional love story. You know what I'm saying? So she has to give him.
Some men accept that apology coming from a woman.
Oh
like
no!
If she messed up, okay. Well, if you know the top is top notch, you're gonna accept that from her.
That's
They're
true.
gonna accept that from her.
I agree.
So that's why I mean it was a reason why I said it. That men do it too, because I coming from experience. Yes, men do it too.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But let's go ahead and continue. We almost done with the video. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure listening. I'm sure listening.
Because if you run into what me and Paul said, a nigga who gonna be a nigga,
Right.
you're gonna be in my session
go
talking
down
about
'cause I
dog and
can't
broken
hear.
heart.
Let me go down.
But when you had the good guy
Right.
who was sitting up there trying to make sure he did right by you, run every play,
Right.
you was turning the shoulder to him. That's a problem.
Damn, that's real.
That's a problem. And we gotta be able to call women out too.
That's real.
Not just men. We gotta call women out too and say, I told her, I says, you got a good man. And she said, you know what? I gotta work on my issues because I got a good man.
She driving with her headlights off. That's how it is sometimes. And I do see a lot of women who want good men and then they have one right in front of them and they can't even recognize it. And it's like, damn. Like,
Because we see in others who we are, not who they are.
exactly.
That's it. This is why it's a
Exactly.
self-job. I'm only experiencing myself with y'all. If I'm nasty, I'm experienced nasty. I can't see past myself.
Yeah.
None of us can see past ourselves.
You see through your trauma. So
I
I
don't
see
know
you
if
from
she
the trauma.
should be a therapist or a pimp.
I'm crying,
I'm
Amanda.
over here been listening for the last hold on. I'm over here.
A therapist or a pimp is
Man,
crazy.
I'm saying she good. She good.
She know what she talking about. I'll tell
Therapist
you
or a
that.
pimp, huh?
Yeah, you got the
You see,
But
you see where I'm taking my time, huh?
I can see through that
Yeah.
though.
You see, the therapist is what y'all get. The pimp is what they get. I'm just playing.
She ain't playing. She ain't playing. She ain't playing.
She's serious.
I know what this is. I know what this is.
What is it,
I
Paul?
know what
What
it
is
is.
it?
I know what it is.
Diagnose me. What is it?
I ain't gonna diagnose nothing.
I'm crying.
I know what this is.
I love it. I love it.
Paul said she talking about feeding station. She just a pimp. She got the gift of the gab. Talking about feeding station.
Yeah. Long Beach. Both of y'all.
Well, I'm gonna have men lined up with their little feeding pot.
I'm
They little
crying.
feast. Feeding station, anybody? Feeding station?
I guess we can rap. You
Yeah.
know, we've been here a while, man. Doc, you've been amazing.
Yeah, you have.
You didn't.
Yeah.
I feel like I got some good therapy today.
Yeah, you
know what I'm saying?
therapized.
I grew to.
Well, brothers, we pretty much done here. I don't have to finish out the rest. I'm gonna say this. She talked about a lot of stuff that she said. I wasn't feeling. I don't think that she should be helping anybody. The fact that she's not married, she's in a relationship with a man. She's 42 years old. She's in a relationship with a man that is 9 years her junior. No children, never been married, been engaged twice, but she's over here giving advice to married couples. So, brothers, listen. Y'all could go to her, but she ain't worth it. I don't even think a lot. I honestly believe that a lot of these women shouldn't be helping out marriages like that anyway. Not this one. She actually said she's spinning the block, which I don't even know what that means. I don't know the slang. Spinning the block. She's in an on and off relationship. She wants to have a baby at 42. Her man is emotional. Brothers, the internet right now is, at least YouTube, is a lot of the manosphere is really getting on her. So it ain't just me. And I think a lot of people are doing her worse than what I did. But that's pretty much it, brothers. I just want to point some things out with Dr. Bryant. She a fake. But that's all I got. Peace.